What's up, everybody? I don't know why I'm talking like this. Anyway, welcome back to MMOs. And today, we will be working on Multiverse Bash. Multiverse Bash is this completely fictional game I've created, and I get to talk about my favorite characters and say how they work in said game. That's the whole point of this. It's another way for me to rant. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point of the channel. So number one, we're going to talk about Beetleborgs. Our next addition to the roster is the Blue Beetle. The Blue Beetleborg was my favorite because he was blonde. I don't know why I stuttered. It was a simple fact. He was blonde and he was similar to me, I guess. He was almost like a good person, which I am. So yeah, I related to him a few levels. It's me too. But anyway, yeah, I grew up on Beetleborgs along with Power Rangers. So those are both really influential in my life. Also, brought up a lot of discussions for me of which one was stronger. But I think it's Power Rangers because in the Forever Red movie, that Power Rangers movie, uh, we had we had every Red Ranger versus a bunch of Beetleborgs, like the Metallics and normal Beetleborgs. Sure, they were called like the robot enemy guys. I don't remember what they were called, but like they were those. But they were Beetleborgs. They were clearly just Beetleborgs. They probably didn't have the skill of Beetleborgs, but they were just Beetleborgs. They had the same design. That simple. But yeah, I grew up with Beetleborgs, and I think it'd be fun to see in a fighting game. See how they compare to a Power Ranger. Also, like the interactions. I always loved interactions at the beginning of fights in fighting games. Those have always been fun to me. Like, see, especially the crossover characters. It's always fun to see how crossover characters would interact with other characters. Let me just. I like to perfect the where I put them in the square. I'm kind of a perfectionist like that, even though I film all of these in one sitting. But oh yeah, I'm gonna go into some new stuff with the channel, some updates. Even though it's only my second video, so it's crazy to already need updates. But yeah, and second person I'm adding, I put him in the scroll. I was talking. I'm adding Casey Jones. I always liked Casey because he was a human fighting ninjas and mutants. He was so cool, just unnecessarily cool. Like he fought Raph in his first appearance in TMNT 2, and he also well, he's I'm thinking Rise of the TMNT. No, that's Rise. The 2003 one, just called TMNT. He was really good in that one. He wasn't used that much in a lot of media. He's underutilized. It's really weird because there's so much you can do with that character. Like it's strange that they underutilize him that much. Anyway, another human in a world full of nearly superhumans is Leon Kennedy, Resident Evil. He does backflips that are completely useless. He roundhouse kicks zombies in the head. It's just he's completely wacko, bonkers, you might say. So I'm adding Leon because he'd be fun to see in a fighting game. The last crossover that he was in was like R6. I don't know. He's in Siege. I know that much. But he's just a costume. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I'd add him. Oh right, he was also in Dead by Daylight. Can't believe I forgot that. No one plays Dead by Daylight. Well, I guess people play it. They just don't enjoy it. Whatever. So that's three heroes, and now we're on to another hero, unsuspecting hero, the Ectrogan the Demon. He looks very. It's kind of the point, but he is a hero canonically. Canonically, he's a hero, even though he constantly speaks in rhymes and is breathes hellfire. So it doesn't look like a hero, but I think he'd be really fun in a fighting game. Just like a big bruiser, kind of like a Bane maybe in Injustice 2, just big brawler, or Alan in Invincible Versus. I'd personally main Alan the Allen in Invincible Versus, so he definitely similar to that. Yeah. Uh, also similar. They're orange. They're both orange. But next up, we got my PlayStation Go. Sweet tooth. Completely underrated. I feel like he's an amazing character. There's so much you can do with him. The last fighting game he was in that wasn't a Twisted Metal game was PlayStation All Stars. Like, what are we doing? Come on. PlayStation All Stars could have been really good. I looked into it. It could have been good. It was just bad. Like, it just wasn't played enough because it was competing with like Smash Bros. At the peak of Smash Bros. So it's kind of tough to do that. Oh right, I nearly forgot to mention. Layout wise, the villains will start in the bottom right, while the heroes will stop and will start in the top left. Ugh, sorry, I'm stumbling today. Whatever. I really have no one interrupts me because in my last take, my brother interrupted me, and I just need 10 minutes. I just need 10 minutes. If someone messes it up, what am I gonna do? Also, once I complete the roster, I'm 100% gonna have multiple episodes just on cosmetics alone. Because I love cosmetics in video games. It's always so much fun to see stories like that through cosmetics. Like stories can be told through cosmetics. We all know that. Like if a game introduces a character's lore, and then as the game progresses, they add cosmetics to the character involving their lore. That's always fun. They can also do a similar thing to like Injustice, where they have gear like individual slots that you can make your own look. That's cool. I always found that pretty cool. Or in a Warriors is a fighting game, I know, but like I enjoyed it and I enjoy the cosmetic system because you can make your own space. That's always super cool, you know. But now on to our next combatant for Multiverse Bash. Another Marvel rep besides US Agent. US Agent's cool and all, but he's just like an evil Captain America. So I guess depending on the future, he might disappear, he might stay, he might just become a cosmetic, but that also just might be boring. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. But we got the Super Scroll. Super Skrull is one of my favorite Marvel villains ever. He's just one of the best of all because he has all the powers of the Fantastic Four, and he's better with the powers. He does better with the powers. Like canonically, he's mastered them. He's mastered the powers. I guess like he can't form force fields in people's heads like Invisible Woman can sometimes, but he's still extremely powerful, and he's able to go toe to toe with the strongest Marvel. Well, the original Marvel. I won't say strongest. Strongest is probably the X honestly. I have to add some extra moves just for strength buff. But the cosmetics for Super Skull will really be fun. Because I'm thinking on there being a system where the cosmetic changes the powers of the Super Skrull. Like, for example, you could have an Illuminati powered Super Skrull, like Iron Man, Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, if you don't want to have the basic Fantastic Four, or you could do X-Men. X-Men would be really cool. Ooh, I just thought Doomsday versus Super Scroll. That would be eventually it would end obviously, but that would be a really good fight. I feel like I just realized how similar this is to a 2D fighting game called Mugen, where they just put whatever character in there, like whatever mods. There's all fair game. I don't know. It's whatever. I think mine's better though. Obviously, and France makes the better stuff. Just saying. Anyway, we added the characters. But now we should go into the future of this channel. So I've got a lot going on with me, like mentally and stuff. Just being honest, that's all I'm gonna tell you guys because it's the second video. I don't need to trauma someone. Don't need to tell you everything, right? Like take a step back, take a step back. But anyway, so I'm gonna do my best to keep up with this. I'm gonna try and post multiple videos a day because I figured the best way to do my work is to work like a madman and just post as much as possible. Because inevitably something's gonna hit someone's recommended. You know, inevitably I'm gonna get spotted. Like it's gotta happen someday. Everyone gets spotted. Them. Like, if have anybody been on YouTube recently? Any Invincible fans? Yeah, like there was that video from 13 years ago or something, maybe 16, where it was a guy doing Invincible cosplay around when Invincible first came out, when it was still just a comic book. And like years from now, it boom, it's popular. Like, come on, it's crazy. So that could happen, you know. Of course, mine wouldn't be as long ago, but I could still pop up. I could be popular. Who knows? But I'm gonna try and work like a madman and post as much possible. And when I inevitably burn out like a tire, I'm gonna take a break, and hopefully by the time I come back, there's people enjoying my content. You know. Also, here's a little teaser for the future. A little teaser from me. You didn't hear it from me. There's gonna be a gaming channel called White Boy Green Screen Game, where they're gonna be funny. They're gonna be super funny. They're gonna start their first video. This is a hint. Okay, they start their first video with "Welcome back." I know the comedic factor off the charts. The comedic geniuses. Am I right? But anyway, that's enough for now. I can't tell you, but it's coming in the future. I can promise you that. So you heard it from me, MF Lance, and I'll be seeing you.